It's now 5 months since Cwmcarn High School was suddenly shut when an inspection supposedly found dangerous levels of asbestos fibres in the roof of the main building. Ever since, pupils and staff have been having their lessons at the old Coleg Gwent site in Ebble Vale. But a recent report from the Health and Safety Executive said that the levels of asbestos were overestimated here. So what's going on? This was the sign that pupils were faced with in October 2012. 3 weeks later, they were back at the school, but there was no way they were going inside. Instead, they were bused from here all the way to Evervale. Dave Tidmarsh's son James was one of those who began making that daily journey.
How much of a shock was it, Dave, when you guys heard on that Friday in October that asbestos had been discovered at Cwmcarn and that the school would be closing that afternoon?
Well, completely shocked. I mean, I've been to school there, and the building hasn't changed in the last 30 or 40 years, as far as I know, apart from a couple of new blocks.
Dave had many questions.
How safe have the kids been? My little one's only been there for 3 or 4 months at the time, but has his health been affected? And my mother-in-law has worked there all her life as a cleaner. Has her health been affected by this? And so there's lots of questions and no answers.
Rebecca Davis's daughter Keris is also a pupil at Cwmcarn, but when she heard the news, she had other questions.
The asbestos fact worried me, but it was a case of, oh, here we go again, because when I was a pupil at Cwmcarn High School, well, it was Cwmcarn Comprehensive School then, in 1989, they tried to close the school then.
Dave and Rebecca say the winter weather at Ebble Vale has made travelling difficult.
How much do the pupils and parents at Cwmcarn want to get back into that building?
Well, we were in a meeting on Monday night just gone in the local rugby club, and the feeling was that as parents, we actually voted on it. As parents, we said that we are quite happy for our children to go back to that school tomorrow.
That came after the Health and Safety Executive concluded that Cwmcarn was an essentially uncontaminated school.
The immediate reaction was, thank God we've seen that, because we now know that there's a chance that we will go back to the school quite quickly, because the HSE, as we believe to be the sort of highest authority in the land for report on this type of thing, that report is therefore the sort of the be all and end all of it all now, and that they prove that asbestos is the same as you would breathe in the street.
But that means some parents now have more fears. They've launched an online petition to save Cwmcarn because they think that Caerphilly County Borough Council wants it demolished, and have used asbestos as an excuse.
How much do the parents really believe that the council's intention here is to close Cwmcarn High School?
Oh, it's without a shadow of a doubt. There is more to the agenda than just the asbestos problem.
It's becoming an emotive issue.
We believe now that the council are hiding behind the asbestos because, oh God, we believe they don't agree with the foundation school status. Oh God, sorry.
A local councillor supports their view.
What people should be aware of, running in parallel to this asbestos case, is a program called the 21st Century Schools Program. And that program agreed about 2 years ago, the council agreed to close 3 comprehensive schools in the county borough of Caerphilly and open a Welsh-speaking comprehensive school.
Councillor Rees says there are hundreds of surplus secondary school places in the area, and these have to be reduced.
What do you hope we can do here on the Ferret? How do you hope we can break this stalemate almost between perhaps the school, the council, and anybody in the middle?
Get answers for us. As parents, we're left in limbo. We don't know what's happening.
Cwmcarn is one of Wales's few foundation schools. A year ago, an Eston inspection gave a good grading to its current performance, despite it coming last in the funding stakes. Cwmcarn sees the least amount of money spent per pupil out of any secondary school across the Caerphilly County Borough.
It is a good school. There is no bullying. The children's grades are good. Academically, it's a good school, which goes to prove it doesn't matter what site you put the school at, the children will always maintain those grades if the teaching levels and the teaching commitment is there, which at Cwmcarn it is.
But what's the main message about the school?
Please continue to send your children to Cwmcarn. It is a very, very good school. We need the Year 7 intake to keep Cwmcarn alive.
As well as the report on the Health and Safety Executive, the school leadership at Cwmcarn also commissioned their own report through a company called NSAFE. This said that the levels of asbestos fibres were significantly below those required by the relevant legislation, but they did recommend that part of the school should remain shut. So we asked Caerphilly County Borough Council for an interview. They declined but say they have concerns over the accuracy of that NSAFE report. They also say that the report done by the Health and Safety Executive only looked at the levels of asbestos fibres after the school had closed. So now they're conducting a new survey, which will look at the future of the Cwmcarn site. This afternoon, a Cabinet member for Education told us that a leading professional, well respected in the asbestos field, will provide analysis of all findings to full council within the next few weeks. This review will not delay the full management survey, which concluded today. The council reiterates that their priority is for the health and well-being of pupils and staff at the school, and any increased risk to this from asbestos is taken very seriously. Meanwhile, many parents and pupils are still not satisfied. They've now got a protest planned for next Monday to begin what they say is their fight to save Cwmcarn.